Hello guys, I'm back again. Got this math for you. In today's video, we'll be doing the revision for paper 1 math. This is the paper of 2020 that we'll be doing. Here is the question paper. I've got some problems here of the paper that was written last year. Before we can continue with the work, please make sure that you subscribe down below, and please don't forget to turn on that notification bell so that you can always be notified whenever we drop something, because we always got something good for you. And please don't forget to also comment, share, and also like the video if you like it. We love hearing from you. Now we can start with the work of today. The first question on this paper, question 1.1.1.1. We are required to solve for x in this question. We've got the equation x squared minus 6x equals to 0. So guys, there are two ways to solve this kind of problem, but I am going to show you the easiest one. The easiest solution to solve this is that whenever you come across with the problem, like let's say this problem is x squared minus 6x equals to 0. Whenever you come across with a problem like this, the first thing you check for the common factor. And in this case, the common factor that we have is x. We've got x here in the first term. We also got x on the second term. So what is it that we need to do now? All you need to do is to factor out the common factor, which is x. Therefore, you just write your x. You put in the brackets, you open and you close the bracket, then you leave it like that. So if you have let's say if you have x times by x, then you take away 1x. How many x's are left? You are left with only 1x. That means here on the first term, you're just going to write your x here. So now, what is it that is left now? We have the negative sign here. You simply write that negative sign. So now this x has become that x. So what does this mean? This means that you are going to just only write this 6 here, then equate it all to 0. So what is left now? We only need, we can see the answer now. What is our answer? To find your answer, you just have to take your arm, your hand or your finger. If you are writing on a paper, then you close this first x. What is left? What is it that you see? You see x minus 6 equals to 0. That means that is your answer. Then you simply write x minus 6 is equals to 0. Then again, you close the second term. You close the x minus 6. What is it that you see? You see x equals to 0. That is your second x. Then you will simply write all x is equals to 0. But in this case, we do not know we do not know the value of x yet, because we have x minus 6 equals to 0. So what is it that we need to do now? We simply need to add 6 on both sides, so that this negative 6 can cancel that positive 6. Therefore, we're going to add 6 we're going to add 6 because whatever that is done on the left should be also done on the right. So this and that will cancel. Now we are going to be left with our x equals to positive 6. Therefore these two are our answers. To prove this, whether it's correct or not, you simply have to, this was my squared. To prove if this is correct, you just have to take this x or these values of x that you have and substitute them from the equation, from the equation that was given, and see whether they give you the 0. So to prove that, you're just going to write x squared is x squared minus 6x equals to 0. Now let's substitute x, let's substitute 6 now. So in the place of x, we are going to write 6, yes. So we have 6 squared minus 6 into 6 equals to 0. So whenever you meet these sort of problems like 6 squared, do not stress yourself. Just simply go and punch your calculator. What is 6 squared? 6 squared is 36 minus what is 6 times 6? 6 times 6 is the same as 6 squared. Therefore, it's 36 equals to 0, because this and this will cancel. If you can substitute 0 there and there, then this will become 0, this will become 0. Therefore, the whole equation will become 0. Therefore, this is the value of your x. Now, let's say we had another problem. Let's say we had x squared minus 12x equals to 0. What is it that you are going to do in order to solve this problem? Simply factor out the x. We factor out the x, we open the bracket, we equate to 0. Then what is left now on the inside? What is left to be written on the inside now is x minus 12. Then we simply use our technique. We close with the first x. Then we are left with, when we hide this, we are left with x minus 12 equals to 0. Then we again close the x minus 12. Then if we close this, we will be left with x equals to 0. Then we're simply going to add 12 on both sides. Simply going to add 12 on both sides. Therefore, these two cancels. Therefore, our x is equals to 12. Simple as that. Going to the second problem. Which is 1.1.2. So the second problem now is x squared plus 10x plus 8 equals to 0. So please note one thing. In this problem, on the bracket, it is written that there is something like correct to 2, or correct to 2 decimal places. As you can see that on your question paper, whenever you see a quadratic equation and give a statement that says correct your answer to 2 decimals or to decimal form, simply know that you cannot find factors, or there is no any other way that will quickly give you the answer unless using the formula. What is it? What is the formula of the quadratic? The quadratic formula goes like x is equals to negative b plus or minus the root of b squared minus 4ac all divided by 2a. If you remember on the video that I did, the intro to algebra, I don't know, it was part 1 or 3 or 2, but if you can remember, if you have missed that video, please visit the playlist above so that you can quickly be with us. So the standard form of the quadratic is given by ax squared plus bx plus c. This is the standard form of a quadratic. So in this case, our a is 1, our b is 10, and our c is 8. Therefore, now to find our x, we are going to write x equals to negative. What is our b? Our b is positive 10. This is our b. We are simply going to write the 10 inside with the brackets, just like that, because we are substituting. Then we write a plus or minus. Then we write our square root. What is our b again? Our b, it's 10 squared minus 4 into, what is our a? Our a is 1. What is our c? Our c is positive 8. Therefore, we are going to write 8 all divided by 2 into, what is our a? Our a is 1. Then, now when we reach this stage, we can see that there is a plus or a minus there. That means we are going to have our x equals to a negative 10. Simply write the negative 10, because if this multiplies, the inside is going to be 10, negative 10. Now we are going to write only plus. We are going to write plus root of, what is 10 squared? 10 squared, it's 100, but let's count our calculators. 10 squared, it's 100. So 10 squared minus 4 into 1 into 8. Don't make mistakes like this. Into 8. Then this is going to be 68 all divided by 2. What? Yes, because 2 times 1 is 2. Or this step is very, very much important. Or x is equals to negative 10. We're still writing this. We're copying this. It's like copying and pasting. But what is going to change is this plus. Now we're going to use this negative sign. So we have negative 10 minus the square root of 68 all divided by 2. So now you can simply punch this on your calculator, since it is said that you have to give your answer in 2 decimal. Therefore, negative 10 plus the root of 68 all divided by 2. What is the answer that you get? You get your answer as negative 5 plus x is negative 5 plus root of 17. Then you simply punch that SD on your calculator, SD. Therefore, your x will be equals to negative 0, 8. Yes. Then coming to this side again, you simply just change that positive sign to a negative sign. So now we are going to have a negative 5 minus the root of 17, minus the root of 17, yes. Then in decimals, this will be equals to a negative 9,12. So this is your x. That means you are done solving this problem. So let me quickly clean the board to create some room for you guys. Now we are going to be solving the third problem on question 1, which is 1.1.1.3. Now this case is different from the ones that we've been solving, because this case has now got the inequality. Unlike those question 1.1.1 and 1.1.2, which had the equal sign. So what is it that you need to know about the inequality? This sign, whenever you see these two signs, they means or. That means you are going to have the break. These two means you are going to have the break whenever you meet this and this. These two, they means and. That means there is no break, but there is what is called the intersection. So this is the greater. This is greater or equal. This is less than.